The snowfall is gone, but this weather emergency is not over yet.
Right, the bitter cold temperatures are hanging with us. Another fresh batch of Arctic air moving in, Andrea and Joel. Let's show you the satellite picture. The snowstorm's gone, and you can see the snow from space. This is a satellite view. You see where that white is? Notice those clouds. You think they're clouds. Those are the ones moving. This is snow on the ground, the coastal plain and parts of the triangle and points west. And notice right in here, parts of Wake County, Granville, Vance County, you don't see that white. That was that dry air that just would not give it up last night until very late in the game. And that's why the snow totals in much of Wake County northward into this area were much lower than areas to the west and to the east. Moore County, again, up to 6 inches. And then areas to the east, 3 to 4 inches. Around the triangle, generally about an inch and a half. And I know where I live in northern Wake County, not even a half an inch of snow fell. 30 now at RDU. We're losing some of our temperatures, some sort of a computer problem with the National Weather Service, but 28 at South Hill, 29 Chapel Hill, 29 Rocky Mount Wilson, the current air temperature, 34 Fayetteville. You factor in the wind and those wind chills already upper teens and lower 20s. That's going to be the main issue besides the black ice, watching for that ice on side streets the next couple of nights. The dangerous wind chills later this evening, overnight, tomorrow morning. Wind chill advisory in effect for all of the region for tonight through tomorrow at about 10 a.m. Those wind chills dropping to between 0 and about 10 above. Here's our first alert predictor. Notice wind chills already potentially dropping into the single digits mid to late evening. If you have to be out early tomorrow morning, wind chills could be near or below 0 north, single digits, 0 to 5 in the triangle, and 5 to 10 or so in Fayetteville. Dangerous cold. We've been in it already, but we're not getting out of it anytime soon. And notice those wind chills stay in the teens through the day, and it stays cold Saturday, Sunday too. There is some warmer weather down the horizon, down the road. We'll tell you about that coming up in a little bit. Andrea, Joel?
We'll have to wait for it. Chris, thank you. A handful of school systems are already announcing closings for tomorrow.
Yeah, right now, Chatham County, Harnett County, and Lee County schools will all be closed. We're still waiting to hear plans for Wake, Durham, Cumberland, and other school systems. Meantime, Wake County has announced the makeup day for today. Traditional calendar students will make up the snow day on Monday, January 22nd. Year-round, tracks 1, 2, and 3 will all make it up on Saturday, yes, Saturday, January 20th, and modified calendar school students will go on Monday, February 19th to make it up.
Here's the latest in the storm's aftermath. 4 deaths in North Carolina are being blamed on the weather. 2 in Moore County, 1 in Beaufort County, and a 20-year-old was killed in a crash in Surf City. Troopers responded to more than 1,000 calls since the storm started. 700 of those were accidents. The NCDOT is hoping to get to the secondary roads tomorrow. And road conditions continue to be the biggest concern right now. DOT crews will be back at it overnight using a salt-sand mix to treat slick spots on the primary roadways to help with that traction.
Let's get out to see those roads. Elena Athens tweeting out video from Cary today as crews worked to clear roads there. And Elena begins our live team coverage for us. She is riding aboard Breaking News 1 in Cary. Elena, where are you at and what are you seeing?
Well, the main roads right now, Joel, they look really good, and we have been traveling around throughout the day. Harrison Ave, Maynard, Chatham, those are all completely clear. You will see the blacktop. The problem is once you go off of those roads and you go on the secondary streets, like this one you see right here before you, you can see that it is covered. There's a nice thin sheet of snow ahead. Some lines in the road where you can kind of see folks in front of you have traveled, but for the most part, they are pretty much covered. So these are the areas that town officials are working right now. We have seen them out treating the roads, throwing down a salt and sand mixture to give drivers some traction. Doesn't look like this particular road we're on right now has been treated just yet, but it will be. The efforts are going to go through the overnight, well into tomorrow morning. I'm told there's going to be 20 spreaders that will be hitting roads during the overnight. I did have a chance to meet up with the Public Works Director just as he was helping his field crews. Now, garbage collections, they were suspended today in Raleigh, but Cary went to great lengths to pick up what they could. We watched as a plow first went through a neighborhood to clear away the snow, then a garbage truck came through. Now, even with this help, those heavy trucks were still slipping and sliding on the road.
We've put our spreaders out in these neighborhoods for our garbage routes, and we're using pickup trucks to get in front of them, but we're still having our challenges in these smaller cul-de-sacs where the sun really hadn't melted the ice on it, but we're trying hard.
And try they did. I'm told that tomorrow again they're going to go out and do the same system. Plow first, then a garbage truck will come out thereafter. Now officials are encouraging folks right now to park off of the street. That really helps get these trucks through streets, especially ones that are narrow, so that they can in fact plow if there is anything on the ground. That is the very latest live from Southern Wake. Now let's head to Northern Wake, where my colleague Jonah Kaplan is along Highway 98.
Elena, thanks. We're here at Highway 98 in Wake Forest, and you know, this, like many other of the main arteries of the area, this was a state-run road. So the NCDOT doing a great job. Take a look here. Obviously, everything looking dry, everything looking clear. That's the science behind this. 5,400 lane miles of road. That's what the crews had to clear to make sure, especially that the emergency crews, fire trucks, ambulances, police cars can go from point A to point B when it mattered most. But again, these are the main roads, not the side roads, and that is what is probably going to be the trouble spots, especially in the day or two going forward. What we did see as well, take a look at this video, because this is Falls Lake, and you see some ice forming there. What is very, very critical to understand, this is not ice you can walk out on. If you are going to walk out on ice, that ice needs to be 4 inches thick in order for it to sustain the weight of a human. So, when in doubt, we do not have that. Not even close, especially when there's moving water and you got the winds going on, moving that water, which means it's very tough to freeze. So, you don't want to even tempt to think that you can get out even a couple inches on that lake. So again, let's take a look at the roads here on the main roads. 98 looking well, but we're going to continue to check on. And coming up tonight on the news at 5, we're going to show you actually some of the schools and some of the parking lots. What does it look like now? And could some school buses be able to make it in the morning? We're live here in Wake Forest. Jonah Kaplan, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
All right, Jonah, very good warning there about the thin ice on Falls Lake. And just a few hours ago, a teenager in Cary got a scare when they fell through the ice on a pond on Mary Hill Drive while walking on that frozen pond. Authorities say by the time EMS arrived on scene, the teen was out of the water, was not hurt. Town officials said they've gotten several calls reporting juveniles playing on or near the ice. They warn you should never walk on a frozen lake or pond because the ice may appear sturdy, but it isn't as thick as you think.
Back to our live team coverage now. We're going to head over to Durham, where we have Breaking News 1 out monitoring road conditions. This is what it looks like right now on Guess Road in Durham, and things look pretty darn good on Guess Road right now. But we know there are a whole bunch of side streets on and off of Guess Road that may not be looking so good right now. But the salt and the brine and the sun did a good job of getting things back down to the pavement there. We're going to continue to watch road conditions. We should also say that at the beginning of the newscast, we gave you our school closings list. We have 2 additions to that. Wayne and Wilson County schools will also be closed tomorrow. Let's talk about this now. This is what Durham County Sheriff's Office deputies had to deal with today. They had to close several roads because of these icy conditions, and in one case, this multi-vehicle crash on a snow-covered hill. This was the scene on Ellis Road at Sohai Road, where the snow made driving almost impossible. Several cars sliding off the road, and as you can see, sliding right into each other. Meantime, Drone 11 also capturing this video of snow-covered streets in Durham. As we all know, while the snow is pretty to look at, these roads are probably slick and dangerous.
Indeed. This afternoon, parts of Cumberland County digging out from several inches. A live look at the sunny downtown Fayetteville right there, blue skies. Police responded to several crashes there this morning, though. Authorities tweeting this picture of a snow-covered Yadkin Road, which had to be closed at Lake Valley Road. Akila Davis is live in Fayetteville right now with a look at the conditions this afternoon. How are things shaping up, Akila?
Hey there, Amber. Things are shaping up pretty good. We are driving down Cliffdale. The roads are looking pretty good here in Fayetteville. A lot of those main roadways are clear, but some of those secondary thoroughfares are not. So we're in a bit of traffic right now that you can see. There was an accident ahead that we'll be passing shortly. A car slid off the road. They're trying to clear up that scene now. It's about 2 Fayetteville police officers on scene. NCDOT telling me we're still under a black ice advisory because several of our roads and bridges here still very much so covered in ice. Fayetteville police shutting down those roads and asking the public to just stay home. The snow from overnight just freezing over, creating that thick sheet of ice, something that of course could be pretty dangerous for drivers as they head out. But if you do have to go anywhere today, just take it slow. Fayetteville police telling us they've responded to dozens of snow-related incidents since last night, and we do know NCDOT is working around the clock here in Fayetteville to de-ice those roads, and they've done a great job so far. So that's the latest along Cliffdale. For now, we're going to send it back to you.
Cars still sliding off the road on Cliffdale Road in Fayetteville. Akila Davis, thank you for the update.